Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, RVCCIS.info, where faculty representatives from Rock Valley College's Computers and Information Systems talks to you, our community at large, about things roughly having to do with computers and information systems. Joining me, as always, is Stephanie. Howdy, everybody. And that fly, I'm Eric.
Yeah.
You can see him every now and again. He is as
Uh-huh.
interested as anybody about today's 3 Under 30, where we cover 3 topics from the wide world of tech in under 30 minutes. So this week, we've got stuff that covers the gamut from maybe kind of neat to personally horrible to also in the rough human tragedy stuff. So let's get started. Our first question, or our first topic rather, is about Western Digital My Book internet connected storages being remotely erased by unknown actors.
There's two things that I think about this, and first of all, people are scouring the internet to find open Western Digital platforms, right? So they can get in and then send a command to delete them.
Yeah, just
And
generic port scans, it looks like.
yeah. And then, so my first thought is why didn't they change their administrative password? And my second thought is, well, if you're not in IT, you probably don't know to do that. So
Yeah, but I would say as a software developer, you have to know that this was a consequence of your not forcing that action. Like you couldn't possibly have a bank that said like, here is your brand new account for our bank. It's automatically your social security number and then just walk away, right? You couldn't
all right.
possibly do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I, you know, I still hold Western Digital at fault here because really bad programmers should have been able to go like, maybe the first thing they do is change the password.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because how
Or
hard is
like,
that?
yeah, username maybe. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not admin and then a default password.
Right.
The other thing is their response was just ridiculous, right?
Yeah. The how to safely avoid this was unplug your drive immediately.
I just find that so dumb. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. I don't know. I don't, I, that they just, it was a non response in my mind.
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah. Pretty terrible. So if anybody has a Western Digital My Book or a Western Digital My Book Lite, I think, go
mhm.
unplug them and bury
Yeah.
them in the backyard. That's the only thing you can do.
Buy yourself a different NAS. Like, don't even, cater to them anymore. Like,
Yep.
but
You can
the
go
reason
back and
people,
look at Jim's review of a Synology NAS and see. Yeah.
yeah, but people liked it because it was easy.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yep. And then they got their data deleted.
Yeah.
But remember, we saw the one article that said,
Yep. There is potentially a recovery. There's a free piece of software
mhm,
um, called PhotoRec, PHOTOREC. The link will be down below. And actually, it is a digital photo and digital file recovery software. And the uh, developer here is actually one of the, a well thought of security researcher. So the link there is good. And I would suggest for anybody who didn't also have their day entirely destroyed by Western Digital, if you ever lose a file, accidentally delete it, things of that nature, PhotoRec is a good solution. It looks like a good solution anyway, to be
mhm.
able to recover that.
Yeah, that's one that I'm going to kind of keep in my back pocket just in case my mom calls me and says, "Hey, I can't get this.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
accidentally deleted this or I did this." Then I'll have her use that one since it seems like a nice free one. I don't know how complicated it is, but
It
it
looks
seems pretty
complicated.
good.
It did not have the best UI. So
No, it looked pretty old school.
yeah, absolutely. So there you have it. Unplug your Western Digital MyBook ASAFP because they're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our next one
is a Lenovo tablet that doubles as a monitor.
About time. Like, why didn't they do that before? I don't know. I think all tablets double as a monitor.
Yeah, I think it so I need to be able to get this in here. Mac users have been able to do this for a while.
Well, okay, so if you had a dongle, this one, what they're saying is they actually have an HDMI port on this.
Yeah, so it's HDMI over USB-C, so video out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty big deal. I'll say it's nice to be able to do that. One of the things I enjoy most about having like a Mac and an iPad is being able to just use it as a third or a fourth monitor even.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great. We have highlighted here a long time ago, but maybe we'll make it a Techno Bite. So join us for a future Techno Bite. There's a really great piece of software called Duet Display, where it all works over a local area connection, so wireless, so you don't have to even have a USB-C to C, but it goes faster, has really low latency, and it works really great. And it can let you use your tablet as an external display. But Lenovo does it just with a USB-C connection, and away you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's their big thing. And that's in their yoga lineup. So Lenovo, yoga, whatever. Yoga tab or just the tab. So something, I think that's all of their tablets. But it seems like a very expensive.
Yeah, $630 for otherwise kind of middling. The problem, so it's a 13-inch display, which is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
But 400 nits of brightness means it's kind of limited where you can take it. So like an iPad, even just the regular iPad gets up over 500, and 400 nits is going to be reflective and dull depending on what you're doing. So just be aware.
Yeah, it's good in a pinch. I suppose if you're traveling and you're on business and you're used to dual monitors, you can set up your laptop with your tablet if you wanted to.
So it's nice to have it baked in. So take a look. We did also say, now, to be fair, we said that Samsung and Lenovo actually do make pretty good hardware for Android tablets. The software might not be there, but the hardware is always really nice.
Yeah. I know. I was not. My Samsung that I have is a little slow. I actually use my Amazon, the Fire HD Fire tablet or whatever, and more than I use my Samsung.
Isn't that a shame? Where you're like, here's a $500 or more Samsung tablet, and you're like, it's nice to look at.
Yeah, and I'm using my $80
exactly
Kindle Fire instead. It was a really good deal this last week too. I almost bought another one because it was like, I don't know, it was under $80 or something.
It was under $80. I almost bought one for the boy for the car, because there are times where you're like, I just want my phone to drive with. Here's a tablet. Shut up. And first world problems, but true nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, and we're crazy about earbuds, so a cheap tablet would be right along with it. So, honestly, I don't know. I don't think I'd buy a Lenovo tablet just for an extra monitor.
No, not for it, because Duet Display I think is like $10. So like I said, coming up on a future Techno Bite, so hang on for one of those.
We can check out this software.
Yeah, so there you go. Lenovo tablet doubles as a hardware monitor, which is pretty great. And finally, sad news, I suppose, or conflicted news maybe in the tech world. John McAfee this week killed himself in a Spanish prison.
Yeah, he's just a weird guy, right? He's just kind of all over the place. And honestly, McAfee is one of the ones that I don't really recommend anybody putting on their computer. So I really didn't have much that I thought about him anyway.
Yeah, I would say if you go back to like, the dawn of antivirus software, McAfee was certainly,
In the beginning.
a top tier product there, but Windows finally caught up, I think, a little bit and started baking those solutions right into the operating system. And the need for things like McAfee or anybody else really kind of went to the wayside.
Yeah, and evidently he didn't like paying his taxes, which is why he was in a
Yeah,
Spanish
in a
prison.
Spanish prison in the first place. Yeah. And may or may not have killed his neighbor in Belize.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I suppose.
Allegedly.
But he's
Exactly.
definitely been living in a couple of different places,
Also,
Belize, Guatemala, and
yeah,
Canada.
not just locations, but realities, it seems like. If you read some of his, 2014 and later stuff, he needed to find a better dealer maybe, because yowzas.
Yeah. So Lord knows. They did an investigation, and the statement from the Spanish police said everything indicates that he could have died by suicide. So Lord knows if that's I'm sure there's a conspiracy theory about that too, but
Yeah, right. Stay tuned for more conspiracy theories. Not here, but
yeah.
so there you have it. Sad news, I suppose. In the world of tech, a pioneer of antivirus software, dead at however old he was, 68, I think.
75.
70, really? Oh my goodness.
75,
I
yeah.
stopped
He's
doing
older than
math
I
a while
thought.
ago, clearly, because I was off. So there you go. That was another 3 Under 30. Join us next week for another, as we talk about things that may include the end of cookies as we know it with Google and the Flock standard, and Mozilla Rally for those of you who want even more security minded pieces of software. Go ahead and leave us a comment below if you've got thoughts on not just John McAfee and the weirdness that are happening there, but certainly if you've had a Western Digital MyBook that's been compromised by the internet, or if you have used any other solutions to use your tablet as an external display. You can also like and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of future content as it becomes available. You can also feel free to follow us on social media. We are at RVCCISInfo on Facebook, on Twitter, on anchor.fm, and here on YouTube. So on behalf of Stephanie, myself, Eric, and the rest of the Rock Valley College community, stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody.